So, Haroon, thanks for waiting.
Oh, hi. I'm calling from I'm calling from Australia.
Oh, great.
So,
whereabouts?
So you're in Adelaide, Australia.
Ah, the one town that I didn't get to go to that everybody wanted to go to. We did Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, and Perth, and the people in Adelaide were like, "Why didn't you come here? We have more churches than anywhere."
Yeah, that's right. So I listen to your videos. So I think you guys believe that. Obviously, you believe in evolution as being factual. So I just wanted to know, like, because how you believe that the Earth was created billions of years ago.
Well, I don't believe it was created, but go ahead.
Well, it came into form billions of years ago.
Yeah, the Earth is what, 4.5 billion years old, roughly.
Yeah. So, like, how can someone observe that?
Well, there wasn't someone who observed it. It is the evidence from that we assess. So, in much the same way that I didn't observe my grandmother being born, but I believe she was born, and I believe she was born roughly in the year that she tells me. She might be a little bit off.
So, but you guys believe billions?
But your question seems to be, how does science come to this conclusion? Well, there's all sorts of different lines of evidence, right? We can date rocks based on radiometric dating, and there's all sorts of independent ways of confirming that. There is for evolution. There's things like DNA. There's things like the fossil evidence. There's things like the geographic, how evolution appears on islands and these sorts of things, and gives us little laboratories for how things work. And all of these things independently point to the same answer. And so the evidence adds up, and it's very strong for these sorts of things.
But you believe that evolution happened millions or billions of years ago? Like, say,
evolution is ongoing. As soon as there was life, there was evolution.
Yeah. But isn't this like the normal belief that like one creature evolved from another creature millions of years ago?
You know, if you have,
and yesterday.
Yes, and yesterday. Do you have kids?
Yes.
Okay. Do they look exactly like you? Are they clones of you?
Well, they're not clones, but they have similar features.
Similar features. So they have some features that are the same and some features that are different, right? So they're different.
That's right, yes.
Over time, there can be lots of changes that occur over time, right?
Okay. Well, what I don't understand is if you're like, because that's what we've been taught in school, that one creature over time evolves into another creature.
No, not. It's not like it's evolution describes the change in species, not like one individual. It's not like, hey, there was one giraffe and it gave birth to a dolphin. Evolution doesn't say that that's the case at all. Instead,
if I'm correct, then evolution. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Instead, what evolution talks about is the observed fact that over time there's changes in allele frequency and changes in the DNA that result in different features, and so the change is a fact. The theory of evolution by natural selection is the model that says that the driving force behind which ones survive and which ones don't survive is the natural order at the time and place that creature exists. And so what we end up with is not a ladder of this turned into this, turned into this, but a tree where we are related to cousins on other branches. Like we are apes.
Right.
Human beings are apes.
Yes. The common descent. And the branching thing is a big part of it, because you can have species that branch off, and some of the descendants resemble the original species for millions of years, but some of the other descendants go off and look differently or have different evolutionary pressures, because of being in a different environment, these sorts of things.
Yeah, like you've got a Chihuahua and a Great Dane, and they both are related to wolves, because wolves, or a wolf ancestor, is the ancestor to both wolves and Great Danes and Chihuahuas.
Yep. Okay. Well,
And there are still
guess,
wolves.
This will take forever to talk about. But can I just ask you, what is your opinion on the platypus?
On the platypus? I'm not familiar with models that describe platypus evolution.
And what does this have to do with atheism? You know, our belief, our lack of belief in God has nothing to do with evolution.
Well, I thought because you have such a strong belief in evolution, I thought because you don't believe in a God, I thought it started.
No, evolution is a big threat to theism, because if evolution is true, there was no Adam and Eve, there was no fall, and there's no reason for Jesus to exist. It's all just gory performance art. So evolution is a big threat to Christianity, but it's neither here nor there for atheism.
Yeah, if we found out evolution was wrong, like if we found out today that everything in the model that we have for evolution turned out to be wrong, that still doesn't tell us anything about whether or not a God exists.
But don't you think because a platypus is a mammal, bird, and a reptile?
No, it's not.
That at least proves that. Yes, it is. A platypus is a bird?
No, it's not a bird.
You are mistaken.
It is a duck-billed mammal. So not only do you not understand the basics of evolution, but you don't even understand the species that you called in as the gotcha. It's a duck-billed mammal. And duck-billed is a description that doesn't make it a bird.
It's also a reptile. It's
no.
reptilian.
Sorry.
Yes, because the male has fangs.
Okay.
The male has poison.
That's not the characteristic of reptiles.
So you think that the definition of reptile? You think that the definition of reptile includes the male has fangs?
So saber-toothed tigers are reptiles.
I tell you what you need to do. What you need to do is go to some of the many great websites that actually describe and teach evolution. Like there's one from Princeton as well. There's also one, Just a Theory. You can actually get biology books that go through and describe this. I bet if you Google platypus evolution, you will find a number of articles on people giving you actual detailed information. But the first thing you probably need to look up is this something called speciation, about one species turning into another, because if you don't understand what that is and how it works, then all the rest is just window dressing.
Well, I have researched the platypus evolution. Like, I did look it up on the internet, but I couldn't find any valid reason to believe that it evolved.
You don't find any reason to believe that it's evolved?
Well, I don't know where it evolved from to what creature, because it's a mammal and a bird.
Sure. So the thing here is, you just said you don't know. Cool. How would you find out?
I'm saying I did my research and I couldn't prove that. So if you can tell me,
are you a biologist? Are you a biologist? Do you have any expertise? Do you have any expertise in biology at all?
No, nothing. I'm just.
So because you were unable to come up with an answer on an area where you have no expertise, your conclusion is it isn't evolved and therefore God?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is I did a bit of research and I couldn't find any evidence. So I'm just asking you, do you have any evidence?
Why are you calling an atheist show to ask about evidence for platypus evolution instead of talking to fucking biologists?
That's okay. No, that's okay. Don't get angry. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not angry. I'm just pointing out how silly this is and how I do not believe that you're actually being honest at this point. Because somebody who cared about the facts of evolution, the cornerstone of biology, somebody who cared about what do we and don't we know about the biological history and the evolutionary history of a platypus, would not call into an atheist show in another country with two non-biologists to get the answer. Anybody who thinks like that is either dishonest in what they're actually seeking and trying to find, or horribly confused. Because I'm not going to call your grandmother or my dentist to ask them about platypus evolution. I'm going to call Richard Dawkins at P.Z. Myers.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen him in person. Well, I understand. I just wanted to.
Well, you know what? Until I had been to Australia, I'd never seen Australia personally. Did that mean it didn't exist, or that I was uninformed and lacked sufficient evidence? What you are personally unable to discover tells us nothing about what the truth is.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to... I just wanted your opinion. I thought you would have more information, but that's okay.
No, because I'm not a biologist, and my atheism is not based.
That's fine.
Is not based on evolution.
Okay. Can I just say something about Jesus?
Sure. Okay. So we have gone over time, but I will let you say something about Jesus before we close out the show.
All I wanted to just tell you is that, you know how you guys, well, people say that there's no grave of Jesus Christ, or he wasn't buried.
I don't know what people say.
You said it when you're like, you know how people say, or you ask people where's Jesus' grave.
I don't know that I've ever asked anybody where Jesus' grave is.
The evidence for historical Jesus is kind of weak, but we don't care. What matters is the supernatural claims, and the evidence for that is crap.
I don't think I've ever asked anybody where Jesus' tomb is, because I was a fundamentalist. Because I was a fundamentalist Christian for more than 25 years and was studying to be a pastor, and I know that we don't know that. So why would I ask?
Okay, I just wanted to tell you that. Well, no, you have asked, like, you asked some caller and he didn't have an answer.
Asked who?
So I thought you wanted to know. You called only one of your shows. Some caller, was talking about Jesus Christ, and you said in other question that, where is he buried? And then he went quiet. So I thought.
Okay, I don't remember that.
Where his grave was.
I don't remember that, but perhaps it happened. What is it you wanted to tell us about Jesus?
Well, all I wanted to know is because I'm Muslim, so we believe that Jesus did not die on the cross.
Okay.
And we believe he's buried somewhere.
Okay. Why do you believe that?
Because we believe that he's buried in India, in Kashmir.
Well, when I ask why you believe something and you just tell me what you believe in more detail, that's not a why. Why do you believe that Jesus is buried somewhere? Because I'm not even convinced that Jesus ever existed, although he may have. But you're convinced that he's buried in Kashmir. Why?
Well, the reason we believe is because in the Bible he was when he was taken down from the cross, and then he was given the ointment on his body to heal himself, and then he went to his disciples, and after that he migrated to other places.
Okay.
Like,
I've asked you why you believe this, and you keep telling me what you believe. Do you not understand what a why question is?
That's why I believe it. I believe because
no,
because the Bible says so. Yeah.
No. So the Bible doesn't say Jesus went to Kashmir. It doesn't say he migrated anyway. What the Bible has to say about Jesus is that he died and was resurrected and visited people, and then he ascended into the sky. Unless Kashmir's in the sky, you were getting nowhere near the why of what you believe. You're just talking trash. Yeah, I mean, this is the thought process that undergirds almost every religious discussion I've ever had, and that includes with Muslims, with Christians, with Hindus. Anytime you try to get to the meat of why they believe what they believe, they just tell you more about what they believe. Oh, here's why.
Because they don't think about why they believe things, right? Because that's they just believe, and they're taught to believe, and they believe since they're children, and all these things, and that's a terrible reason to believe.
Yes, it is.
One more?
It's funny. No, because we're over time.
We're over time.
It's funny because nobody is satisfied when their parents say, because I said so. Yeah. And yet seemingly every religious person I've ever met is immensely satisfied with because I said so if the I in question is their particular holy book or some supposed expert that they were brought up listening to. Because I said so, because I said so. Go do your damn homework. Do your homework on evolution, do your homework on your religion, go do your homework on your particular religion and the other religions. I wish comparative religions courses were mandatory. I don't want them to be electives. I wish they were mandatory in public schools because when I sat through my comparative religions course, I can remember as a Christian sitting there going, man, these people believe bizarre shit. But not me.
That's what you
Yes,
should.
you too.
Yes, you do.
And everybody else who was sitting in that class was thinking the exact same thing. This belief is bizarre. How could they possibly believe? This belief is, Who could seriously believe this? And the thing is, there were representatives of most of those beliefs in that classroom, all thinking that about everybody else. Now, this show's been on for 19 years or so.
Yeah, quite a long time.
I've been hosting for 11, 12, whatever the hell it is now. I don't plan to stop anytime soon. We're probably going to keep going. I don't think religion's going to go away anytime soon. But you want to know what might make religion go away? If we took all the religious people in the world and put them in one place, let's go with South Carolina, because that's what the Christians wanted anyway. And then you guys sit there and talk about why, not what you believe, but why you believe it, and have this discussion amongst all of you. As people walk out of South Carolina, I predict, without a dream, they're going to be non-believers. They're going to finally realize that, hey, that old thing about, I'm an atheist, that, means I just believe in one less God than you do, or in the case of Hindus, several less gods than you do. But as soon as you realize, and there's another old quote, when you realize why you don't accept the religions you reject, you'll understand why I reject yours as well. That's the key. So go to South Carolina, hash it out, and then when you're done, if somebody comes up with the one true religion and a justification for us, call us and tell us about it, because we'd love to hear it. But if all you're going to do is call in to tell me what you believe and how you haven't managed to disprove something or prove something, or how you have this idea that you might be able to demonstrate the probability of something vaguely godlike that could be a part of the natural world and yet transcend the natural world, even though there's no demonstration of any probability of that, you're wasting our time.
Because it's just likely.
But it is good fun. So thanks for having the discussions, and thanks for giving us the opportunity to expose the flaws that lead to religion. Thanks to the studio audience for hanging out, and to all the guys in the booth over there who make the show happen. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Yay!